What's up, everyone? Welcome back for a recap video for Monday, December 12th. It seemed like the momentum hung around a little bit after the week. Last week, Thursday and Friday, we had some crazy runners. AM. We also had SMMT. We had PHVS. Crazy runners that kicked off some momentum. Continuing this week, Monday, we're having a crazy runner here, HARP, huge front side from 140 up to 335, crazy. We also have APVO, another one that made a nice move here at 7 a.m. from 550 up to 750, so $2 a share. Pretty good. We also had HTGM with some continuation. And this one here, pre-market, nice front side. I know a lot of people killed it here on HTGM. Some guy in the Discord woke up 7 a.m., traded for like 45 minutes, walked away with $1,300 in his pocket, and did not trade the rest of the day, which is probably the best move out there because HTGM was just so clean here. I wish I was up here at 7 a.m., but I didn't sleep too well last night. Last night, it's because I took a nap yesterday midday and I kind of screwed up my schedule and I didn't really sleep as well. So I did sleep in a little bit to like 7:45. By that time, the front side was already over, but here you had a nice bull flag, broke out. Some continuation. The first pullback getting bought up, second pullback getting bought up, third pullback forms a 1 minute bull flag and a 5 minute micro pullback. And this one here broke out to the up 155 all the way up to 184. So really good price action. And I woke up around 7:45 and I had a little bit of FOMO because I kind of missed HTGM, I missed APVO, and I actually started out red, HTGM and APVO. This one here I actually took on APVO. Let's see if we can show our orders here. I took, sometimes you guys switch the accounts to reset. Here I took a dip here at 7:11 and sold at 7:12, so 1 cent gain there. And we had a backside here. I was looking for that break back over the 90 MA and 65. I was buying for, a potential push here, but I was a little bit too early. Sold off, taking it off for about a small loss here, maybe down $7, and then got back in at 54 here for that reversal. Sold for 1.5 cents in profits. And this thing ripped, just started taking off. It just started taking off. 723 getting in here, 725, 2 cents on 20. At this point, I was chasing it. That's why I sized down, because I had no idea what to expect. It was coming into a potential double top. So I didn't know if we were going to see a bigger pullback back to $7, maybe back down to $6.75. So at this point, I was like, all right, the entry was down here under 675. That was the entry for the break of the pivot, and you ride that back up, baby, all the way up to the high. And since I missed that, I was pretty much like, you know what, I'm not going to be chasing this stock. After it broke out, I did try to go for a pullback for some continuation, and we never really had any of that continuation. So pretty much chopped around in this area, chopping around, trying to get a good average here. I was trying to accumulate shares to get that second leg all the way back up to the pre-market high 8, and we just never got that. So I was always, selling for a small loss, adding back lower, then selling for a break even, then maybe small profit. And so that's why, I have a lot of churning here in this area. On this flash down lower, we did buy up here, but we didn't, after this candle, saw this get bought up. I sized up 200 shares, so $1,400 position size. I was looking for that huge flash back up to the highs, break out of 760, and run up to the highs, but we kind of stalled out. Once I saw it stall out right there, I was like, all right, got to cut it. If it's not going to work out right there, then it's probably not the best setup. It's pulled back even more. Thank God I did cut it. Ripped back up here, had a pullback, and now I'm looking, I bought here at 739.5. all the way at the high. It was a full candle here, so I thought we'd see some more continuation, pull back, and never really had that surge. And so I kind of chopped around in here as well. So I was pretty much red on APVO until the open. And here at the open, I think I can actually show the video on the open. So the video on the open for APVO, I just took a quick dip and a rip. Quick dipper and a ripper. Usually I'm pretty good at that in the open. My God. Okay. So a dip and a rip. Okay, so here I don't think I took any share. Yeah, I didn't take any trades yet. So here we're getting a dip down below this previous low. I see it getting bought up. So usually in the first couple of minutes of the open, it's so volatile that if you take any dip at the open, it's usually going to get bought up for just a few cents and you can sell it real quick. And so that's what I'm really looking for. A quick dip and then immediate resolution at the open, because the open is so volatile that if it's not going to work immediately, then it's not a good entry. So that's why I took this quick flash dip. Whenever you see a dip that kind of just like gaps down 20 or 30 cents, especially when it has high volume, lots of volatility like APVO or Harp, it's usually a really good dip buy. But when on those setups where it just flashes down like 20, 30 cents, if you buy that dip and it doesn't immediately resolve in a 5 or 10 cent winner, then it's probably going to go lower. So that's when I bail and then look to get in lower for that same setup. Otherwise, if it comes down and it potentially halts, then you want to get in before it halts and closes, because then it could actually open up lower. Or if it does halt and it does a false halt, you want to look for the false halt. So you see big stacks there on the ask, and then it just doesn't hold, and you can see the ask start to get chipped away, and then you can buy into that, and you'll usually get on a false halt like 10 or 20 cents. So that's also another good setup. But yeah, here, took a quick dip and sold maybe about 20 cents I got. Back in at 78, I was just holding. And we had some nice volume, engulfing volume here. So 78, adding another 200. Then it kind of struggled there, so I did get back out for break even. At the open, I'm looking for immediate resolution. There we go, at 680 up to 7. I sold at 7, a little bit too early, but that's okay. I took a 20-cent gain, so pretty decent. But it was good that I didn't stay too long in the stock, because we did dump. So that was it on APVO. And then HTGM, I get stuck in this halt. So we halt up, we resume. I'm starting to scalp this candle, looking for that move up to 2. And here I'm buying the dip. I'm buying the dip. I'm like, $2. It's coming. $2. This is the next AM. And we flashed down into a halt. I was able to get half of my shares filled there, but we did open up lower, and I took about like a 20-cent loss there. Small size, thank God, small size. So that was that. Pretty much cut it. I was trying to catch a dip. I thought this would have a nice candle back to the upside, but didn't happen. TNXP was also a runner today, but I just wasn't in the flow with it. The penny stocks, it's harder for me to read. I like to use the ladder. When you see like a penny stock like this, like under $1, it's really, really hard to read for me on the level 2. So, and I never really know the sizing to use. So Harp here, Harp was a really good stock today, the best of the day, and the fills are like butter. So here, taking some off into that breakout, and at this point I'm like, okay, this is not going to really run. We're running it into some resistance. So I pretty much didn't have big expectations for it. Everyone was looking at HTGM, APVO, so I didn't really think it would be that big of a runner. It's only at 300,000 shares in volume, which is pretty decent, but for a $1 stock, it needs to be over 1 million. So this is here, we're a high day volume, but it's still only at 300,000. And then it just starts to pull away, and then we get this flash down. I'm like, all right, now it's done. It's definitely got to be done. And then it reclaims the top of that candle, which I start getting in here. But, I'm still kind of unsure myself. So I'm taking small profits, and then I take the rest for a couple, like a 4-cent gain. So maybe about 3% gain there. And then we start to form like a little bit of a flag, and then we rip up, but I'm still not convinced. And then here we have a flash down. So, it's really choppy in this area, and I'm pretty much thinking it's done, but it does hold that 9 EMA. Look you see that hold that 9 EMA after all of those false breakouts? That shows that the shorts are not in control. If the shorts were in control after these false breakouts, this thing would have dumped all the way down to 160 and went to a backside. If it's holding and now it's retesting, breaking back over 85 and closing, price is closing where it's never closed before. Price never closed up above 185 after all these false breakouts. Now it's bullish. There's strength. Price is now closing where it is rejected in the past. So we're getting bought up. And now I'm looking for the break of $2 in here at 197. Small size. I know I'm chasing it a little bit, so that's why I have small size. Here for the break of $2, and it pulls back a little bit. I don't really get this first front side. I didn't really size into it as much, but we did after that. So it's probably because the shorts here in 180 to 185 from these false breakouts didn't cover until the break of $2. That's why you see that huge flash all the way up to 207, and then it goes up to 230 or 220. Now up to 227 into a halt up. And so I pretty much missed this whole front side. I was way too gun shy here. I didn't really think that the stock had that potential to really rip 15% right there. So we do unhalt, and I do take a couple dips in this area. I know it's a little bit extended. I do take an entry down here. This is a really good dip entry off the 9 EMA. So we dip down below both of these candles, stopping out any shorts, and then now you can see that there's strength because now we're reclaiming that level. If it was weak, it would close below 245. So now we're at 248. We're getting bought up. Now I want to add into my winners. But, it still didn't really get that pop. So I'm kind of taking some off for break even, taking some off for now a gain, and the rest in a gain. Now we dip down below here. Now I'm looking for a dip. Here I see on the 5-minute. This is actually the 5-minute 9 EMA down here. So I'm looking for a couple entries, kind of scalping this range. I'm waiting for a bounce, but taking my profits. And we never really quite bounce off that 5-minute 9 EMA as much as I liked. But that was it on Harp. So Harp, pretty darn good. I did have a couple really good trades I didn't record. See, on Harp here, I didn't record any of this, but I traded this area and doubled my profit on the day. So at that point on the day, I was up 100 and I doubled it. Down here, I'm buying some dips, but I can tell the selling pressure is very high. So I'm kind of taking my profit when I had it. And there I'm finished up 202. So I will show you the entries I had on Harp, which is probably the most interesting. So Harp, we had this crazy, I pretty much watched it break out of this range down here and rip all the way up to the highs. A little bit flustered, but I waited for the next entry. I know I didn't fall to FOMO and start buying, the highs of these candles. Waited for the pullbacks, and here, small gain, here, break even. Here I got a 6-cent gain, 76. So pretty much the bounce off of this previous resistance line, 75. We got a quick bounce. I'm sure traders thought this would be a continuation through 3. That's why I kind of had that reaction. Then we broke down below. Since we didn't close to the high of these candles, I took my profits. We dipped down lower, got in on the 9 EMA at 76, adding at 79, taking it off in the 80s. Dipped back down below. It got in at 67, out at 71. And here we're forming a 1 minute ABCD or a bull flag type of pattern. And another 2 cent gain, 2 cent loss there, 1 cent loss there. And here was really crazy at what minute was this? 11:09. So we'll go through 11:09. So 11:09, I was able. So 11:09. Oh, it didn't show the price I got filled. I think I have to go to this one. All right, so 11:09, I got the dip here at 278 and sold at 83. So 78. So I bought right here at 278 for the break over this pivot at 82. Sold up here at, what was it, 82? Sold at 83.6. So pretty much the high of this candle, 83.6. Then we had a false breakout of that pivot point, ripped all the way, or dumped all the way back down to 61. And on that same candle, I bought 61.5, the low of the candle, taking my profits at 66. And then as I saw it get bought up and I saw there's a lot of buyers coming in, I got in at 89, which was up here for the break back over the pivot and for now the break of the highs. So that was probably one of my best trades of the day at 289. We flashed up through 3, taking my profits. Then I got back in, holding 3, in at 306. And we flashed up. I sold half actually at break even. And then I sold the other half for another 30 cent gain. So in that 1 minute candle, I got 50 cents a share. That was one of my better trades in a long time. But definitely a really good trade. I was able to get profit here on the break, the initial break of the pivot, and then the dump, and then also the continuation through the high. And so pretty much we stopped out shorts, stopped out longs, and then accumulated and ran. So, and then we unhalted and we started to fade. But definitely some good opportunity here on HARP. This halt resumption here was amazing. I wish I would have got into it at 230 up to 290. But overall, I definitely did pretty good today. For being up. Right now I'm finishing up 202.81, so the best day I've had in a while. Still doing small size, so definitely good numbers to be putting up for the share size that I was using today. Definitely like sort of like a 10% profit day, and I'd love to see some more momentum like this for the rest of the week. That would really change, the tides that we've been seeing the past couple of weeks, past month or two. So, hope you guys got green today. If you're still watching, please hit the thumbs up button. Also subscribe for some more awesome videos coming tomorrow. Another awesome recap tomorrow, and hopefully another huge, big momentum day. And today kind of marks a day where, I'm building my confidence back up after that 2 month of just going sideways, finally starting to see some green again. And once I start having those back-to-back green days, it's really starting to build my confidence, and I can eventually, hopefully soon, get back to that size that I was slinging before, maybe in July and August, and then pushing even farther from there. So Thursday I had like a $50 green day, Friday I had a $130 green day, and today I had a $200 green day. So seems like these green days back to back is increasing my confidence over time. So hopefully, this does bring some confidence back in me, and I can start to push some more size, because there's so much more upside from here. I will not run into liquidity problems until about 5,000 shares. So, you know, if I'm only doing 500 shares right now, I can 10x. I can 10x and be fine with not running into any like slippage or liquidity problems, especially on stocks like HARP. Super liquid, nice tight spreads, moving fast, and definitely a stock that was right down the middle. This is that perfect pitch right down the middle, and I hit a nice hit on it. So definitely a great feeling. I haven't felt like I had like a nice trade in a couple of weeks. So very refreshing to feel, you know, some sort of, you know, gratification coming from my trading. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Good luck if you're still trading. Peace.